Welcome back. It's been a little bit of time, but there's a patch out for Star Valor that's been kind of been pushed by a lot of people saying, hey, Ben, can you do a quick little video for it? I figured, all right, let's do it as quick as we can. And I'm going to try to make it very quick, unlike my last two videos for Star Valor, which are like an hour and a half each because I don't know how to not be verbose as hell. Now, I'm just going to go as quick as I possibly can. If you're like, I don't want to hear any of your BS, get to the content, go to the first chapter on the timeline. It'll stop all this stuff. For everyone else who isn't smooth brain, here's how it works. I do these videos. I show you everything I can. I dissect them. I look at them. I read them. I make sure you know what's going on, so you can avoid wasting time, because that's the whole point of my videos. Not to be like, I'm the best gamer there is. I'm not. The idea is to go. A lot of you have jobs. You have lives. You have partners, people you want to be with. You don't have a lot of time in your life. So wasting 10, 15, 20 hours sometimes on games going, oh, if I had known that one thing, I wouldn't have wasted my time, is where I try to make value in these videos. Anyone can do a review. Anyone can do a let's play. Mine are meant to be like, hey, here's how you save a bunch of time and make your life a little better. Now, hopefully I can earn your subscription for that at the end of the video, not at the front. So at the end, if you think I did a good job, you can debate the idea, hit the follow button or subscribe button if you already have. Great, thank you so much. I appreciate a lot of you also are hitting likes and comments and stuff down below. And I appreciate that only if I make your life a little easier or a little bit better. Now, the first thing we're going to go to is there are patch notes right now. I'm going to show them to you on the screen, and we're going to, well, actually, just show them to you on the screen. I'll link them down below. And there's been some changes since it happened. Since the game was launched. And yes, the game is paused behind me, but I want to make sure you had access to the patch notes, access to the other videos we've done down below about this, because some of you might find some value in that. If you already seen it, hey, don't worry about it, nothing's changed. And also, I'll put the Discord for Star Valor down below, as well as my Discord and some of the links that might help you out. No big deal. I'm just trying to make it easy. Sometimes I put it in the first comment and sticky it. That way you can find it very easy compared to going, where the hell is it? I try to make it as easy as possible. Okay, so first things first, we're going to go into a cut, and we're going to go to the first bit by bit. I'm going to reshape the camera and a lot of cool stuff. Thank you very much I didn't realize this many people would want to hear me dissect the notes, and I'm not trying to say I'm anything other than a guide post. Like I said, I try to show you ways to save time in the game without spoiling the game, without going, here's a meta guide, which is not the point. I'm just trying to be like, hey, you know, if this shortcut exists and that thing, you do this, you can save like 3 hours of time. People are like, oh, that's what I try to do. I'm not trying to be the best gamer out there. All right. All right. With that said, let's go to our first cut and go to the first section. Also down below, there'll be sections. If I have a new section for new chapters, like let's say it's all base stuff or all player stuff or starship stuff, it'll be separated. If you're looking for just the star-based stuff, you should probably go to the very first part. Sorry, the second section. There'll be two sections in this video. A third one might be how to look at the videos. It'll depend if I put that in or not. Thanks a lot. Let's go to our first cut. All right, so there's two new asteroid types, and I want to show them both to you. One is ice, which sounds exactly how that's what it is. It's ice. The other one is corrosion. We're going to open up a little bit of this by just mining a quick little asteroid. What's in it up here will be, based upon your geology skill, you'll be able to see that or not. You'll get organic matter or ice. There might be a few other little things. Let's see if there's a corrosive asteroid around here I can smack into. Here you go. Now, here's what's going to happen. You're all pretty intelligent about this kind of stuff. You understand how the game works if you're watching this video. You wouldn't be watching a video for a game, an update patch note for a game you don't already own. So corrosive asteroids are landmines full of corrosive acid. However, there's a way to stop it from destroying you. Notice at the very top, there's my hull hit points, all right? Corrosion builds up on your ship and keeps going and going and going and going until it's either dealt with or wears off. So let's go smack into the asteroid and see what happens. This is a pretty big asteroid, so be careful with this stuff. Boop. See, it hurt me, and I'm corroding, and I'm corroding. I got 4 stacks of corrosion. I'm also in the thing. Now 2 stacks of corrosion and going down. No longer corroded. Now the thing about that is, under your stuff, you have the new improved adaptive converter. Converts debuffs every 5.6 seconds, and you get something for it. See how we have 2 volatiles now I didn't have before? So you can smack into it, and I would be very careful about that. Let's put some drones out while we're doing it. It will hurt you. And I've had this ship, which is all purples, smack into a corrosive asteroid, sit there and go, oh, there's no way it's going to be that bad. It'll kill you. all purple stuff, all good skills. No, it doesn't matter. Game's like, nah, we don't give a crap about that. So be very careful. However, this does open up the possibility, if you know what you're doing and can like smack the corrosion and go in and out, in and out, in and out, you could clear a field. I could see the point of having a ship be a blocker where the ship, also NPCs will hit it too, and they hurt each other, as well as asteroids smacking into the other asteroid. So be very careful how it does. But I can see a blocker ship running through an asteroid field with the many adaptive converters on there, because it lowers the amount of time it takes for the debuff to be converted, and quickly turn a bunch of corrosion into useful resource. You either get volatiles or chemicals from it. You don't get anything else. Okay? So at least you know how it works. There's asteroid rushes do not spawn corrosion or ice asteroids, from what the dev has said in the patch notes. Just to make it easier. Let's go on to the next section. Next tip, rather. Now this next one, it's for the people who don't really know how this works, and I think it's something that bears repeating. And thank God for Novacat for explaining this to me on the Star Valor Discord. The PD orb. I have never touched this weapon ever. I saw point defense. I thought, no problem. It's something I don't want. I don't care. Why would I ever use it? It is a heat-seeking energy missile. It flings out little orbs of energy. That heat sink, as you notice down there at the bottom, it says in yellow in the dead center of your screen, can hit drones and missiles. Great, can hit everything in the game. Automatic targeting. Automatic targeting. Oh, it's homing. Yes, for no missile cost. And I was like, oh, the thing that they changed is it says crafted energy orbs have a 50% heat cost modifier now. Meaning, I had no idea this was in the game. I'd never asked. I never really thought, because I thought about the game. I use all my ships automatic, where I have a big fleet and I dogpile the enemy and I kill them all. What that means, a 50% heat cost modifier. As you see your ship firing your weapons, okay? And I want to show this over here. You will see, let me see if I can find an enemy or maybe an asteroid to shoot. They'll show you this, because if I don't have one, it won't make sense. Yeah, here's one. So there's an asteroid somewhere, very small, but it's going to overheat the weapons. Notice here in the very front, when this thing fires, it's going to go green, yellow, red. The higher it is up the scale before it overheats and stops firing, you get bonus damage to the base stat. So point defense orbs do 52 damage or 17.5 DPS. I think you can max it out. I'm not going to say 50%. I think it's a little higher than that, but that means you'd be doing more. And if you get other weapons that are very close to this, or maybe you just have a lot of them and you're actually willing to like fire them at spurts and not just overheat all the time like some of us do, you will be able to have more DPS for literally nothing other than making sure you don't mash the fire button. Like I have all mine, as you can see, all automatic. That's not the way to do it. The NPCs will fire until the gun overheats and shuts down. This is for players that really like to min-max a little bit, and you have a little more control of your ship by saying you're firing at the enemy, you lock on, you fire a little bit, you stop when it comes up to like, it's about to hit the red, you ease it back down. Some people are very good at that. I'm not, and I admit I'm not, but I want to make sure you saw it. And over here at the left, I want you to watch the ship front and see if I knew where the asteroid went. Where's the asteroid? It was right in front of me. Did I drift? I think I drifted. There it is. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Watch the weapons, and you'll see what I mean. See how the front is already overheated? If I stayed in that yellow range as opposed to green or red, I'll get more DPS. For the weapons if they were equipped. I want to make sure they were in my inventory just to show that to you. Let's move on to the next piece. And thank you, Novacat, again, for your explanation that made it easy for me to understand. Next piece might not be as popular, but it is a change. I think I kind of understand why they did it. The Holocrons are no longer offered in stations for sale. Any station you have in your game will say, no, it's not there anymore. And that might be good. This is my own station, doesn't have anything. But Holocrons, as some of you know, are very, very powerful. For those who don't know what they are, you have to find them now. And the drop rate has been increased because you can't buy them in stations. I even said, I think in my guide, I said, hey, if you can find a Holocron, use it. It's really amazing. I don't know where equipment is. Yeah, it's down over here, I think. Holocrons. Bad thing is there's so many things, and I'm begging Leos. I'm like, dude, please put me a favor, put a search bar in here, like right here, or somewhere I can just type in a few letters and find what I'm looking for, because I'm not good at it. Also, it's not in alphabetical order, which for someone like me, Drives me nuts. I'm a speed reader. So it's here somewhere. There it is. Holocrons. For those who don't know what these things are, they are acquisition rates of certain skill categories that while your ship has it equipped, you will get higher rate. So this one, Explorer rate advancement 100%. Another blue one from this green 100. Oh wait, did he change it? No, this one 60 versus 100. It's in the middle of the screen, and then 50% for a red. And you can go figure all these out yourself. Blues are, or sorry, oranges are 130%. They are absolutely worth it if you're going to go do a certain activity and you have it, equip it. Like, I mean, I have exploration and I have tech level acquisition, and I used to keep both of them in my ship until I hit level 50. You might be like, why? Well, when I was exploring a system, the green holocron would come up and let me have more exploration experience as I went through and got that bonus at the end. When you finish the system, you get like 2,000 or 3,000 experience. Well, that would increase it by 100%. The blue holocron I would use if I would kill a pirate base and salvage it for tech prints. You'd get more experience. It was double dipping. All I had to do was right click and equip. It takes no space, as you can see. It takes no energy. If they're very, very, very good. And some of you are probably like, I didn't know those were in the game. A lot of people don't. Because it takes, I don't know what the drop rate is for it. I found these over my 80-hour playthrough, but I enjoy the game. I play it for fun, not just play it to stream and make content for. So I found, I'm like, oh, cool. I want better ones. Finding the blue one, I was like, yeah, because I was trying to get up tech level. Even if you level up yourself and finish level 50, your levels on tech and other things are actually different. See under here, under skills, sorry, I apologize, knowledge, these max out at 50, okay? And until they're maxed out, it's not bad having one of those holocrons in there. Like, I've been rocking the Explorer one for a while. I'm not really doing geology and why I'm working, but I am kind of doing a little bit while I'm working on my mining guide for people that they keep. That's the one that's being asked for the most. Where's the mining guide? Where's the mining guide? I'm like, dude, I don't mind that much. I'm trying to give you the right info, and I keep getting DMs about it, which is fine. I appreciate that. I just want to make sure I give the right intel and not just go, hey, I made a video for the hell of it, so I get clicks and views and I screwed everyone. No, that's not how I run. So that's what I want to show you about holocrons. I'm sorry they're not dropping as much, but if you find them, keep them. And I would not scrap one until you have a replacement to make sure you can start manufacturing them yourself, which doesn't really make sense to manufacture them, because if you have one, you don't really need the next one. Unless you can make whites, then make a bunch of them and get yourself a purple, which then, okay, I can kind of understand that. If you don't know how that meat works, I think you do with the tech stuff. You scrap like 4 or 5 whites, make one white, you can make the blueprint, you then make a boatload of them to get yourself green and purple, or sorry, green, blue, and activity, then you upgrade to purple with the ancient artifact. Okay, let's move on to the next section, or the next tip rather. This next one's probably going to be kind of popular, because for those of you that have not the best vision, you're going to be like, oh man, I can see better. Now, for those of you who don't know, ship graveyards, which this is literally called on the map, ship graveyard, you will find them up there, or like pitch black, nebula. Look for the yellow thing, it means better stuff's there usually. Well, it's full of debris fields after you kill the one guy. You don't have to kill him to get to him, but it's nicer to kill him. Well, what's going to happen is there's hidden yards a lot of you might not even know about yet. And if you look closely, right in front, you can see that the sparks on this piece are a little, I'm trying to make it as bright as possible on your screen. See how it says V to scavenge? This is a hit, you can, right here on the map, you can see it. This is a hidden debris field. Hidden debris fields were always showed by sparking parts. However, some people, I think probably, hard of vision or whatever, I'm not trying to knock anyone, couldn't see them because it was so, he made them much more apparent. So there you go, you can get it, and you'll get a little bit, we got a blueprint for a burst laser, and we got some items. That way you can see them a little easier. You should know that. If you go through a ship graveyard, look around for the red sparks. It'll help you. Let's move on. The next one is shield absorbers. Next one is, anyway, I said that wrong. Shield absorbers now have a small change. Converts 33% of damage absorbed to energy. That energy goes directly in your ship's pool. So if you're in combat a lot, you can turn on the absorber, you can turn on maybe some of the more damaging stuff. If you're getting hit all the damn time, it may not be bad to be able to convert that energy into usable energy for other things that you're trying to do. I don't think it worked. I don't think you can put these on stations in any way, shape, or form, but I want to make sure that you're aware of them. 33% of damage absorbed to energy is not a bad thing because it lets you more realistically turn on the repair system, which a lot of ships really struggle to turn on. Okay, just want to make sure that was out there. I think that, yeah, there's one more piece I want to add on to this one. Now, I'm doing the next section though, or next piece. This next one is for those of you that like to scavenge a lot and maybe not come home for a bit. You can now destroy, instead of having to click the destroy button a bunch of times, you had a destroy amount button. So I can destroy, oh, wait. Anyway, why they kill all that? You can destroy a bunch now at a shot compared to going destroy. Like here's the old method: destroy, 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 destroy. Annoying, because sometimes you kill the next things down there if you were very impatient or tired. Now you just click a button, destroy. How many? 10. See ya. It's gone. For those of you that don't care about bringing home every little resource and you want to stay out in the field longer, do more scavenging, more mining, because when you're mining, you're going to use that more often than scavenging. Mining, you're going to mine a huge amount of stuff with a giant ship, and all of a sudden you're going to be full and go, oh man, I have all these extra minerals. I got to destroy somewhere or jettison them. Well, this is easier. If you don't need iron, just destroy it. If you don't need nickel, destroy it. Something like, that's money, and you're right, it is. You can, in your playthrough, if you want to dump it and sell it or convert it into something else, you're more than welcome to. But for some people, they're like, I don't want that crap. I'm just trying to build one ship design. The only way I can do it is if I do this quickly, and they want to get it done ASAP. Other people go to the same field 60 times, get every little resource. I'm one of those people. It's fine. Do whatever you think is appropriate in your game. Have fun. Let's move on to the next section, which will be base building. This is the next section for base building stuff. Everything that has to deal with bases or base structures, I want to put in this piece because that way, if you're just looking for that, this is your section. Now, the first thing you want to know is light turrets, or any turret, sorry, any build in the game, once it's built, will no longer give you a refund. And there's some ways to exploit that, and that's why they got rid of it. So if I go here and get that one, if I kill this, I get my component back. However, if I go here to this turret, which I've already built, and press V to manage, sorry. I'm special today. Why is this here? If I go here to V to manage, I go, hey, you know what? I don't want this anymore. Dismantle the station. I get nothing back. Not a big change, but there were ways to exploit that. I purposely left them out of the last video. The one that I was going to put down, which you're more than welcome to do now, if you put in a pirate system that's a pirate boss, you can dump down a bunch of turrets. Then train the bandit or the boss, whatever you want to call them, into the turrets, have the turrets kill them, and you can kill something very, very early for a very low cost, and then refund everything once you repair it. You can no longer do that. I think it's a good change. Let's go to the next piece. This change I begged him for, and he goes, oh, okay, I could do that. And I don't know if he actually hadn't heard it before me or not, and I don't care if I was the first or not. But the main thing is I am so happy he did it. And that is when you go to turrets, or any game, any item in the game, anyone, you're like, you know what, I really don't want to, if I want to move this, I can't, I have to dismantle it. Well, since he got rid of the refunds for dismantles, you can now move the station any way you want. Let's go up here, it says moved. The only conditions are it cannot be damaged, and it cannot be during combat. So if you're during a pirate attack, you're getting attacked, you can't move your turrets to like block and stuff like that. This isn't meant to be a really cheap ass RTS. So I understand why I did it, but I'm so thankful I can now move my stuff, because I didn't know I couldn't fly over my turrets when I first put them down, and I made some really bad blocks. So I'm like, oh, now I can move them. Because if not, if you dismantle them, you lost all the experience. And some of these turrets are really getting up there. Okay, let's move on. The next part will affect a lot of you that are mining heavy, and you're making your ginormous empire to build a bazillion things. I really, by the way, I love those kind of things. I love seeing people go, I have a giant fleet. I have like star bases in like 16 different systems. I'm doing everything. I'm building everything. I love that. I love seeing that because I'm that kind of player too. I could go and use it as a combat game, but I did that the first time. Now I want to build and do everything else. But for those people who do this kind of stuff, mining has been changed. The maximum mining time for a mined out system, or a mined out, notice how ice is mined out on purpose to make sure this video works. And what happens is the production time is now 20 seconds. It's because of each extra mining station slows down production on depleted resources by 30 seconds. That stacks. So if I put down one station, it means both stations now mine for 50 seconds. If I put down a third station, it's 80 seconds for all 3 stations. Now, someone's going to min-max that math and figure out exactly what the longest period of time is. Just remember that your fuel, the production, all that kind of stuff, and defend it all does take into that equation too. I think the sweet spot is roughly, like, if I had to guess, 2. If it's going to be 50, I mean, every 40 seconds we get 6, or we get 6 every 50 seconds. It's close. You can always just do 1, and I get, for every 20 seconds I get 3 ice. I'm okay with that. Even on a depleted asteroid, that's not bad. It is making me do, I think the intended change that was to run to different systems that are not mined out, mine them out, and have multiple star bases and actually connections and stargates and beacons, and or going to find NPC ones that are mining, because they run out, but they keep mining and they never stop. I'm not sure if they're 1, 2, or 3 per tick, but they do pretty well. So that's something else you should know about. Do what you want. I was very firmly not telling people to do more than 1 or 2 mining bases for the same resource on an asteroid, unless it was a crystal and you really were bad for, like, green crystal. If you could find green crystal, it was kind of a hard thing to find. Now putting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10 bases on it, diminishing return, cumulative diminishing returns. You Magic players like, oh, I hate that. Let's move on to the next piece. Okay, this next one will help you with, I didn't know this in the game, and I'm purposely making the game pause in the background so I can talk to you folks. This section, this piece is actually going to be about scanning towers and how they can be used for your benefit. Now, scanning towers, with the change, they take more power. So if you look at the sensor relay, improves ship sensors and allows full sector sweeping. It takes 2 construction components, 2 basic components, and 2 transmitters, which isn't that bad. Put one down on the warp-in. Boop. And remember, you do not get, well, actually, maybe we shouldn't put it there, because, actually, no, that's the point. You have to. Sensor relay, boop, right there. Now, no one's building it, that's fine. I have my own drones. That's with Y, put that on there. Now, the whole system, now we can see that part. Let's make this better. So what we're gonna do is the basic generator cannot handle this. And you want the IT detection to go nuts. That's maxed out. It needs tier 2, upgrade once. It needs 3,350. Now you might be, what the heck are you talking about? Why? Because it can only do this. Now let's give it some power, because it needs power. I did this on purpose. And I don't care if I lose a little bit of it. Oh, I don't have the energy cells? I don't like you. Fine. Is there a station here? There's not. There's a civilian station. Give me 1 second to fix this. All right, I get some energy cells, because apparently I deposited it and didn't realize it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build a couple power plants nearby. And it might be 1, it might be 2, but 3,000's a lot. So we're gonna put 1 right here. Power plant. Cancel out of that. Y, Shift N. Shift N lets you send your drones by over to your target. Now what we're gonna do is upgrade this real quick. Thank God we're at a high level. And this is one thing you might want to know. Actually, I'll save that for next piece. I don't want to mess it up. Okay, and then power hub, upgrade. That means 60% of the energy is being shared. We need 3,000. There's 2,400. Uh-oh. So we're only, there's 3,000 energy stored. We're sharing 2,400. I don't think we have enough. Nope, I didn't think we would. That's why I brought enough for both. So what we're gonna do is put down a second one. And I think a lot of you can see where I'm going with this. This is literally just meant to be an example, because right now, if you look in system, we can only see this, right? Well, let's make sure we make it better for ourselves. And I'm sorry it takes a few seconds, but what are you gonna do? I can't. And when I showed you an empty system, like, well, what's the point of showing me the empty system? It's not. So we're gonna go for high output generator, upgrade a couple times. Okay, notice how distress signals have been detected a lot. The best thing about this is if you look on the very bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different distress signals. Now I can have a ship, a debris field, or an escape pod at every single one of those. Okay, now look what happened over here. Because we did that, we can see everything with 1 movement. Now that's an expensive cost sometimes. To some of you that are mining tremendous amounts, you can explore the whole system instantaneously. And I didn't know you could do that. I don't know why I didn't think you could think about it, but I never thought about it. So you can see all the junk around, you can see all the ships around, you can see all the clusters around, the hideouts, the star bases, the gates, the big asteroids, and the asteroid fields. Everything will be revealed to you. Which for some of you that are like, I love being a completionist, I think you still get the experience. Now, I'm level 50, doesn't matter, I can't get anything, but it's not bad. Okay, let's see here. What he did with the change, so you know, the amount of energy for the sensor relay to fire went up dramatically for the bigger systems, because people were jumping into systems, putting down a little tiny array. It cost nothing, no, almost one power plant or none, scanning everything, dismantling everything and walking by. And I'm like, oh, that's a quick way to like exploit your way up into level 50, doing almost nothing. Which some of you are like, I want that kind of stuff, especially Brit style. No problem, I understand it. Let's move on to the next piece. This one I thought was kind of cool. For you factory heads, what you're going to do is, if you notice on this advanced factory, the symbol is yellow. It's not red, it's not green, it's yellow. What does yellow mean? Well, yellow means I can literally go to the fabricator and say, hey, I want to have a limit set. And my limit for this one, I'm going to say, even though it says buy, I'm going to make it 6,000. And now it's going to start making railgun slugs up until we get to 6,000. It goes pretty quick. It's not hard to go through, but it'll do that on the outside. It'll be normal color, I guess it's this blue, until it runs out. And then you can do a limit. You can do a limit on buy orders. You can do a limit on production. And I think you might, I don't think you can do a limit on how much you want to mine out of an asteroid. I don't think there'd be a reason to, but hey, there you go. It's a nice change. And a lot of people request it because I don't need to come back here after an hour and have 50,000 railgun slugs. 6,000 or whatever I'm using for my guns that are in the system, not bad. It's a nice change. It's quality of life. I'm glad he's listening to the community. Let's move on to the next piece. The next parts are the amounts, and I have to make sure I read this correctly. Reduce the base quantity of special silver, gold, and platinum in the giant roid. So if you go to a map and press tab, and you see this little thing pop up after you scan with an asteroid scanner, it'll have the amounts in there. The amounts in them are a little lower, and I can understand why, because you could get one, put on 3 mining bases and never have to get it ever again. So it quickly became a land rush in your mind on how to get each resource flowing and then just walk away from it forever. And I gotta admit, I've done the same thing. Like, I needed copper one time, so I found a copper roid, dumped down, it's not even that rare, and I put down a asteroid mining base, and I walked away. And I came back 14 hours later to like 8,000 copper, and I'm like, oh, I have made a mistake. Now, will that happen with lithium and stuff like that? Also, rares like lithium, titanium, and iridium are also included with gold, silver, and platinum. So in terms of like what's been, I don't want to say nerfed, I just want to say adjusted the right way. Because if not, you have so much you never need to go get it again. Finding iridium early on in the game and going, oh, there's some iridium, I can use it to build something special, is good. Certain ships in the game, some of the most end game ships, are from iridium. You need iridium. So being able to have enough of it to make more than one ship, so your entire fleet is just all dedicated, super giant, high-tech vehicles, isn't really, I guess, what he wanted early on. You can still do it, you just can't do it as quick. Okay? This next one is just a little technical change. Light turrets, as you can see, weapon range plus 50. Heavy turrets used to get plus 50, 100 plus, I think 100% weapon range. Now they also get plus 50. That way they're not completely out of whack with each other. And that lets you, railguns were hitting from screens away. If you put them on a heavy turret, modified them custom and put them down, I think people were showing screenshots of 900 range. The entire screen you're seeing, even if I zoom out really far, if I can zoom out before, I think this is maxed out with the level of visibility. So we're talking like from here to here times like 3 or 4, and the pirates were like dead. And I can understand why he did the change. Just want to make sure you're aware. This next one is a brand new little change he added afterwards, and I want to make sure you understand what I mean. I'm going to change the way we record for 1 second. I saw this and I was like, oh, I like that. Let me show you the actual main monitor capture. Can I not? Game capture goes off. Okay, so here we go. This is, oops. These are the patch notes, right? So here's how this dev seems to do the patch notes. He made the patch notes, he did it, it was all good, done. Then he does these follow-up updates afterwards. So you have to go back to the original patch notes. And if you look all the way down here, and this is all the stuff, if you want an active dev, my God, I've never really seen this besides like the 3 other devs, I think, ever, and I've been doing this 10 years, are this communicative, and they release all these extra little bits and pieces. So if you look down here, added new station option, sniper turret. And I'm like, wait, what? So let's go back into this for 1 second. And you're just gonna see black screen for a second. So this right here is the sniper turret, but I'm gonna build one for you brand new. Sniper turrets are down here. Look at the stats. Weapon range plus 100%. Weapon damage plus 100%. Close range, close targets receive minus 75% damage. So these are not meant to be your front line if the enemy rushes you. However, if you put one down, I'm putting mine like this. Let's go like this, right there. Anything rich? Nope, that's me. So, let me show you the stats on these things, or what goes on. So you build these things up, right? You put it down, and in this thing, you get turret, all of the stats we were looking at. Everything else is exactly the same. Everything else works. However, you do get those little modifications right here. Weapon range plus 100, weapon damage plus 100. So rail guns are stupid long range. I love it. If you want to have a long range profile, I do all laser turrets, but it doesn't hurt to let them get nailed by the turret. The rail guns, they come in and then all the lasers fire, and they go, wait a minute, I'm getting killed by this other stuff. They go over this way, and they don't worry about your sniper turrets. Some of you are already thinking, ooh, what can I do? What can I put where? What? Yes, all that's coming. Okay, let's move on to the next piece. Next piece is something that a lot of you have been asking for since day one, and guess what? The dev listened again. That piece is defensive walls have been added. Armor plus 50, and then plus 10%. I'm not sure what the second 10% is. I think it's maybe if they're connected together, but all you gotta do, we'll put it up here like this, figure out which way you wanna do it, and I did ask the dev about this. I said, are defensive walls acting as the ability to channel the AI, or will they go through the wall if they just don't like that path? He goes, no, you can channel them around as long as they have a path. If they don't have a path that gets what they're trying to go for, they will try to kill a wall. So as long as you like RimWorld, what do you call them? Kill boxes. It's the same kind of idea. Okay. I just want to make sure you understood that because some of you have been asking for them. Why aren't they in the game? Well, now they are. Okay. One more piece about the walls. They only can do a certain thing. They come with hull. They come with generator. The generator's there for the shield, and all you can add is a shield. So, and it comes up with 6 points. I think it's the maximum it can ever do. And I could be wrong on that. And what you do is you go 1, 2, 3, upgrade once, boom, you got that. And then maybe you want to put the shield on if you have battery. Batteries are always a problem. You can find them very easily. I'm just letting you know. And the fact that you can do this and give the thing a nice amount of armor. This has 5,500 HP with a, what is it? A 47% damage resist. Just from the points that came with it if you get to the higher levels. Oops, sorry. So now you know it's in there, use it, have fun with it. Next piece. This one I've been asking for since pretty much day one. When a lot of you started playing this game and you started building your base and you put a lot of stuff on there, you know, a lot of turrets, you were like, oh man, I have to upgrade all these things. That's great. And then they started getting, as you hit 60, 70 structures, you're like, oh, that's a lot. Well, here's how you can do it. Brand new change in this patch. Let's say you have your weapon and I put an ultra cannon on there and I'm like, man, I want to get all these things on here. I would go like this. See this toggle right here? Turret traits, you have 9 points. Auto. Done. Here's how it works. It will assign your points from left to right on the top row, then go to the next row. After it's done and it runs out, it'll hold the point waiting for the next one to be triggered. If you don't want that, you can turn off auto, unassign a point, because right now missiles gain auto targeting is not something I think the ultra laser cannon really matters about. I'm going to go over to hull, put 1 point into repair, and I'm good. And you can do this on any tab. Just realize it'll go from top left to right, and then once that's full, it'll go to the next row. He is aware of it. He wants to give it more options for you, like maybe per structure, maybe a guideline, maybe a blueprint in terms of like what you want to assign points where. He's working on it. And I think that's pretty cool because a lot of devs, you'll say, hey, can we have it? They'll go, we'll see. He's like, no, I'm working on it. I'm like, thank you. That's great. I love it. When it's going to come out, hey, don't flambe a dev for doing stuff that you were asking for, in my mind, because then they get angry and they go, well, screw you, you're not getting it ever again. So at least they could if they wanted to. I don't think he's going to, but hey, I want to mention it. Let's go to the next piece. This next one is a technical thing for the technical folks. The 64-bit architecture is fully in place. There's no more 32-bit architecture. Mostly from what he can tell from the Steam output, from what he mentioned, I think I saw, at least I think I read it from him. Not many PCs were running the 32-bit anymore. So there was no need to maintain it anymore. So now we're all 64-bit. The game runs better, it runs smoother. And when you have a base, this isn't even that big. I honestly admit it's not that big, but all these lasers, all these ships flying around, all these friggin' stuff, it was slowing even my machine down a little bit. And I'm glad he fully pushed it over a 64-bit. So there you go. Now we're all on it. There you go. Let's go to the next piece. Okay, this one's just going to be a couple little things all at once in one little piece. This is the last section. Basically what's going on, there's a few changes that were added into the game after the patch went live that are not on the patch notes unless you reload the patch notes, which some of you don't do. Like I showed you already, the sniper turret's one of them. The other one is impact absorbers, the things that let you absorb impacts from other ships that ram you, like pirate ships with spikes, and they do damage. Well, the impact absorber will also work on corrosive/explosive asteroids. They're the same thing, but I'm making sure you know for both of them. The next one is explosive asteroid blast damage is reduced by 20%. It was a little high, it was causing a lot of issues. He lowered it down a little bit. And finally, and I love this one because as you can probably tell, I love lasers. I love that. I have little walls set up as lasers to stop the enemy from flying certain ways. And one thing it does is it royally screwed the NPCs. The NPCs were like bouncing off walls, getting stuck all the time. He reduced the likelihood of ships getting stuck in the game across all of it. That means mercs, that means fleet members, that means NPCs, that means pirates. All of them are like, they have a little bit better architecture going, hey, how do I get over there? And it's a, I love lasers. Can you see why I love lasers? I just love it. And then he dies, and give me your sweet, sweet, sweet loot. Good. So there you go. Those are the changes that went live for this patch. This is kind of a weird video for me, so I'm going to move into the next section real quick. If you're like, I don't need any more intel, I'm going to move on to a more of a about these videos type piece. Okay, this is the stuff that's basically at the very end of it. I want to say thank you if you think I earned your subscription today. If you're not already one, I really appreciate that. If you want to do other buttons down below or type things, that's totally up to you. I'm just hoping I provided some value with these kind of videos, and I'm going to do more and more and more of them. Number two, the videos I make, I said this at the very start, and I'm not sure if I cut that part of the video out because I didn't restart once. My videos aren't meant to be like, here's a meta guide. I don't do that. I don't do, hey, look how awesome I am as a gamer. I don't do that. What I do, my two things I've done as a creator for 10 years full time now is I show you games that you don't know exist most of the time. And then I say, if I can play them, you can too. But the last piece I do, I guess the third piece of that stool, the third stool leg is I try to get a little bit of intel for you, not spoil the game, not build meta builds. Like I said, I go, hey, look, if you do these things or know about these things, you can avoid wasting time. Because like I said earlier on, or maybe you haven't heard it, people only have certain amounts of time when they don't play games for a full-time living. So if that's the case, maybe you only have a Saturday, Sunday, and that time is precious to you. And you're like, I really want to play the game. I don't want to spend 8 hours figuring out if I had known 3 different buttons existed or 3 different little shortcuts existed. I could have saved 8 hours and played more of the game and not just gone, oh man, I moved minerals back and forth 1,000,000 times in this one game. If I had known I could automate that, but the dev didn't do a good job of articulating it. Hi, that's why I'm here. That's why a lot of my videos say the things you should know before you play the game, meaning Star Valor, Kaiser Punk, all these other games. I'm making more and more of these guides because they're getting very popular. I'm like, that's kind of nice. So thank you very much for your time today. If you want to catch me live on Twitch, I have a schedule down below. I have a link down below. There's other links down there if you want to go for it. Thank you very much for being part of it. I know some are going to leave off instantly. If you didn't, you're one of the rare few, and I really appreciate how completionist you are. I will be doing more videos for this. as you guys and gals ask me to. I don't mind it. I think it's fun. I'm also making other games, and I also have a long-form channel right now that is doing my Let's Plays, because I don't think this channel, every time I do a Let's Play on here, along with the list videos do great. The long ones don't, and they hurt the list videos by the algorithm stuff that you guys, some of you know about. And I just made a second channel a while ago. I'm putting stuff up there, and what I do is I do a list video, and then I link it at the end for Let's Play if there is one for it. A lot of you are like, oh, I'm never going to follow another channel. That's fine. I'm just trying to, for the people that do want to, that is now an option. Okay? So thank you very much. You have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. There's going to be some links down below to the other Star Valor stuff, or other videos you might want to know about for list videos or review stuff on this channel. Thanks a lot for the subscriptions, and have a wonderful rest of your week.